Hello everybody, this is Anna, also known as Anna Knita on Ravelry and Annalena Knita on Instagram. If you want to participate in make-alongs and knit-alongs and all that jazz, I would invite you to become a part of our, or a member of our Ravelry group we have there for our podcast. At the moment we are doing the Christmas prep along. It's also the hashtag for Instagram. If you are making every craft is allowed. If you're making Christmas presents already, or if you are going to make some Christmassy items like an advent calendar, stockings, ornaments, etc., you can enter them on Instagram with the hashtag Christmas Prep Along, and we have also a Ravelry thread, and I will draw winner from both, so Instagram and Ravelry, if you're interested. If you like the podcast and you think you could support me so that I can buy a better camera, because I'm using my iPad, and a real tripod and some software, etc., to improve the quality of this podcast, you can hop over to Ko-fi and buy me a coffee there. You see a dog head. This is Benny the Westie. He is my furry companion when I knit and do all the stuff I do. He's always by my side. Yeah, and he is just the cutest. He's so cute. I don't come to you from the Vienna woods as usual. I'm coming to you from Germany. You know, if you're watching my podcast regularly, you know that I am a German who lived in Austria the past 11 years. And I have decided to move back to my homeland. Not to the area where I come from. I was born and raised in northern Germany, but now I'm living in eastern Germany, in Thuringia, also in the woods. So I love to be surrounded by nature, and so it is a very, very pretty area here. A lot of forests and meadows and nature, and not so many cities, but enough to run errands and stuff. Yeah, if you want to be updated about my life, what has changed, because spoiler alert, I moved, I quit my job, I have found a new job, and all that. If you want to know that, stay here, watch this episode. But now I want to talk to you about knitting and crocheting. I haven't spoken to you since I think 3 months, because I was vlogging during social distancing. I wasn't working, but when the borders opened again, so the one direction from Germany to Austria, and my boyfriend was able to visit me again. Oh, okay, Benny is laying on my lap. I wanted to spend the time with him, and then I was allowed to visit him again after a few weeks in Germany. I visited him 2 times, right shortly after another. We had to drive 700 kilometers, so it's a little bit. And then my work started again, so my normal life I was back in my normal life with corona restrictions. So that means there wasn't much time to podcast and not much time to knit, because we already know that I will move to Germany, and such a move with quitting job, insurances, finding a new job, making sure everything fits in one car, because we didn't want to drive several times and we didn't want to use a company and so on. That took very much time, preparation time. So there was no time, or nearly no time, for knitting and crocheting, and so I didn't feel like podcasting, because what could I have been able to show you? I was coloring, but I know you aren't really interested in that. So today I have to show many finished objects, some whips, and now I remember one whip is still upstairs. I will grab it when the time comes. So I think we should start with my finished objects. All of my finished objects are Christmas presents. So hashtag Christmas prep along. Don't forget, participate and win a prize. I have knit several pairs of simple house slippers. They are adorable, pretty, easy to make, great for stash buster if you have too much yarn but not enough yarn for making socks or a pullover or a scarf or something. It will be enough for simple house slippers. I think one pair, I have forgotten. Does one pair weigh? I will insert it here. I will weigh them for you. I weighed them weeks ago to make sure I have enough yarn. Or is it one pair 50 gram? I don't know. I can't even tell you what yarn weight this is, but all the information about this pattern, the simple house slippers, you can find on Ravelry. There is a free version you can find on a website, so Ravelry will direct link you to the website. And you can decide to use the paid for pattern with more details about sizing. I have used both. I started years ago with the free version and then she came out, so it's Temple of Knit, she came out with the paid for version and I wanted to give her the money because I have used her pattern so many times already. And within there were some advices for sizing which comes very handy, although I have to say you can do it yourself. It's not so difficult. You start this garter stitch part flat. I can show you because I have one on the go. You start this flat. You cast on a certain number of a certain amount of stitches, but you can, I think you could do it without a pattern if you. I'm not so good at these things. I'm not a designer, but many of you would be able to do that. And then you knit a certain amount of rows. Then you close it in the round and you knit like a sock. Easy, easy, easy. Yeah, yarn weight and stuff, please look up in the pattern paid for or free version. So this is a men's sized pair. I'm holding 2 strands double. This is a women's size and this is men's size too. And they look, it's weird that you don't think this is a shoe, but it is, and it is very cozy. If you wear them, it looks like this. I had a request, so I'm showing this. This is diagonal, you wear this, but here it looks flat. I'm thinking about buying, I don't know how it's called in English. In German we say, so German children mostly wear Stoppersocken. For the German viewers, it might be familiar. I had Stoppersocken too when I was a child. So you have on the sole of the sock like silicone, so you don't swipe on the floor and you can't fall. I'm thinking about buying this liquid and put it onto the sole because it's I'm always walking on socks, but many people don't. They wear shoes in the house, so maybe it would be better. Or I buy not the liquid but something to iron on or so. I don't know, maybe there are, and put it into the gift bag, and so the recipient can decide whether to use it or not. I still have to think about it. So it's a very enjoyable knit. It's very satisfying to use up stash. It doesn't take too much time. I mean, it takes time because it's handmade, but it's so fun to have a pretty and handy gift for Christmas. And I am at the last pair. This is the first. I really like this color. And this one. Yeah. This is white and cream hold together. I'm using some kind, it's not sock yarn, but it's the same content like sock yarn. So this is the first one. This is the second one I have cast on a few days ago. And I have already shown you, this was my first pair this year. Due to the corona situation, I had time and decided to start knitting Christmas presents. This is a bigger shoe size for men. Regarding sizes, you really don't have to worry too much because the garter section is so stretchy, so the length isn't really a problem. But I have decided to use less stitches for women and a little more stitches, I can show you here, for men, so they are a little bigger. But yeah, you can decide. I would suggest first knit a pair for you, for yourself, try them on, design them to your feet, and then you can adjust for for the recipient. It is a very neat pile. When I have finished all the gift shoes, sorry, I have something in my throat. I think about making some guest shoes for our home, so guests can be cozy and warm in the winter. The next finished object is crochet. You have seen me working on this in my last podcast, I think, or the episode before the last. This is a cowl. I can wear it if you want. So this is a warm but also stylish cowl. So yeah, I wouldn't wear only this as a scarf. So it's meant to be, it's also a present. It's meant to be warm but not too warm. Maybe for riding the bike or something. Or just a decorative accessory. This is made out of... This is made out of, the blue one is hedgehog fibers. It's a single. And the colorway is called Ink. And this cream one, so this is merino, the blue one, and the cream one is silk and yak, 50-50. It's Austrian wool by Wollland. So for the German or Austrian customers or viewers, Wollland. I can highly recommend their yarns. Yeah. This is a free YouTube pattern, so to say. I don't think that there is a written version. I think you could call this stitch cluster V stitch. So you are making cluster stitches and create a V. Do you see? By Claudetta Crochet. She's awesome. I have made another one already for my mom, and this is for someone else for Christmas. These were my finished objects, but we were talking about our Christmas prep along. So I thought just to show you, these are also Christmas presents. You have seen these socks already, but I thought just to make it here complete, I show you these pairs of socks. Corona socks. They were all made during Corona, social distancing in Austria. So I have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Christmas presents finished, but there are still some to do. The next is work in progress. My works in progress. Okay. As you maybe still know, I love scrappy blankets, and I am making a stitch in time blanket. So here is my first row of the stitch in time blanket. I am doing color palettes, if I can. And I have finished, oh here's the green. And I have finished the orange-yellow block. You saw me knitting on this during Easter. I have started it already last summer. And I'm at the border right now. For the border I'm simply using no name German sock yarn. Nothing fancy. And I'm knitting this on 2.5mm needles. Yeah, I really love knitting this blanket again. There was a time I wasn't enjoying it so much, but now I got the swing of it. I know how to cast on and to pick up the stitches easily, and yeah, even the border is fun. I really evolved to a process knitter. I think there were times I was more of a product knitter and I want to have all my products I knit and I start, but I don't mind miles and miles of stockinette or garter, for example. I like to feel the yarn, the play of the needles. I listen to my breathing. I'm in the rhythm. I'm flow. It's just the flow. Yeah. I think you know what flow is. I talked about it already, and it's a very common thing. If you don't know what flow is, so the psychological term flow, I would recommend to Google it, because if you don't know about the flow, you maybe need flow. Yeah, I have experienced that it is very good for you, for your mental health, for the health of your body too, because you need a healthy mind in a healthy body. Yeah, both is very important. Yeah, and these kind of knits are very helpful to create flow. I think the Brownie Bears had a year ago or half a year ago or so a knit along, which was like called like awareness knit along or so, and they knit 10 minutes per day on a project which is only for relaxation. So for example, only a simple stitch or a simple pattern, or only in one color, you know, something you don't have to think too much about. And I was enjoying this very much. Yeah, I can recommend that. And if you are bored and you can't only listen to your breath or wander around with your mind, you could listen to audiobooks or audio plays, for example. I know a lot of you, and I'm doing it too, we are knitting in front of the TV and it's awesome, but I really like to try to focus only on the knitting and then have something in the background, but not something so challenging like the TV, because it has much impact. But only listening and imagine and use your only to listen and use your imagination is something very lovely. I would say it's lovely. Okay, this is my second whip. Now we come to a tiny whip, and I don't know if I have shown you. If I have shown you, yeah, shown, I don't know. If you have seen this already, it's only the cast on of a sock, a self-strapping sock. It will be a vanilla sock. Here's the yarn, 64 stitches, 2.5mm needles, DPNs, because I love DPNs. It's my most favorite way of knitting socks. Top down, DPNs, 2.5mm. You know, I have made a video, many of you liked it very much, about sock knitting, how I knit my socks. And if you know how many stitches you need to cast on for a certain shoe size, hop over to my Ravelry page, my project pages. There are 3 charts for sock knitting for 4-ply, 6-ply and 8-ply sock yarn. It's German, but I think you can figure it out. Yeah, so it's not much to talk about. 2x2 ribbing, also my preferred method. So the last work in progress is a crochet blanket. I'm working on this blanket already for several years. I still enjoy it, but yeah, I like to switch up the projects I'm working on. And it's a blanket you have to follow a pattern, so yeah. It's not always what I want to. So I keep it folded up to show it on the camera. It is the English name is Baby Blanket Crochet Along. In German it's Regenbogendecke, rainbow blanket, but I have used other colors. Oh, it's the wrong side. Wait. So this is the right side. This is how far I am already. It is as wide as my arm span, and it will be around 180 centimeters long. This pattern is designed for a baby blanket size, but I doubled the width and the length. So I have an adult size blanket. Now it would be an awesome lap blanket. I put it to my hips and it covers my feet, so awesome. But I want to make the whole pattern twice. So I think, yeah, here you see what I have done, where all the ends are still not woven in. And this is, I will show it like this. This is from here to here is the pattern. And now I'm doing all that again from here to the end. This was a crochet along in 2013 and it's still available. So the English version is a whole pattern. The German version is a free version, and this is split up into 13 parts. The 13th part is the border, and so you can make it as your own knit along. You can say every week you want to knit to crochet these 10 rows. Every part has 10 rows, and so you have your own little crochet along, and it's doable if you know, okay, this week I only have to crochet 10 rows. You make much more progress than, oh, here are these 130 rows, do it. Or 260 rows, and then a border. Yeah, so I have used these colors. I have crocheted a baby blanket before in the original rainbow colors. You can see both projects in my Ravelry projects, and there you find the details. I'm crocheting with a 3mm hook. I'm using, I think, 8 different colors, only blues and naturals, because these are my favorite colors. And it's cotton. Yeah, it's very heavy. Not that very heavy, but much heavier than wool, but that's normal for cotton, and it's supposed to be a summer blanket, because the mornings and the evenings here in Thuringia and where I come from, northern Germany, and in the Vienna woods tend to be very chilly. So it's always good to have a blanket around. And I love making blankets. And handmade blankets are so much more hygge than store-bought ones. It's my opinion, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, that was everything regarding knitting, crocheting, crafting, etc. Okay, today I did some sewing. You can see in the background here. No, you can't see that, but you can't see this. But I only shortened the curtains. That's nothing fancy, but I had to put out my sewing machine, set it up, and getting back into the swing of sewing. And we have a very, very nice flat with a room, which would be the children's room, but we don't have children yet. So there is a table and so much space direct in front of the window, with a very lovely view into the nature. And today I was sitting there sewing, enjoying this view, the silence, and this pretty apartment. It's awesome. Okay, you see I am already in the middle of the blathering section. So if you're not interested in that, I'm wishing you all the best and happy crafting, and we will see each other in 1 or 2 weeks, I would guess. Depending how much time I have to craft, but at the moment it's okay. The most stress is over. So, okay, what was going on the last 3 months? Mainly it was Corona craziness, but we in Austria we opened the schools very soon again, so I had to work again. So I was already working in the emergency school period of time, so I had 2 days a week while the schools were closed. But for system relevant parents, it was they were able to give us their children to look for them, but it wasn't really teaching, it was helping with the assignments. Then the borders opened, as I told you. I think, did I wrote it down? Oh, my last podcast was April 20th, and 6 days later my boyfriend was able to visit me again after 6 weeks. After 6 weeks of not seeing each other. We were used to have a long distance relationship, but we try to see each other every the most 3 weeks, but normally every 2 weeks. Every second week. No. Oh yes. So he visited me one time, then 2 weeks later again. Then I started to work again, and in May, at the end of May, I think, I was able to visit Germany again. So also Austrians were allowed to cross the border, and I was able to visit our new apartment. So we decided already to move into this apartment, but I haven't seen it in real life. I only saw photos and not even videos, only photos. And I decided, okay, the photos are nice. My boyfriend has a very good taste in these kind of things. He knows what to look for and what to care for. And so I thought, now or never, okay, we take this apartment. But at the end of May, I was able to see it in person, and there was still something to do, but I saw, okay, it was the right decision. It's a very nice area, very nice surrounding, nice neighbors, lovely place, lovely apartment. That was at the end of May. And from then on, I had to prepare the moving, I had to quit my job, I had to do all the paperwork, because moving from one country to another, creates a lot of paperwork. I'm a German, so I was living as a German in Austria, so it was easy enough to come back as a German to Germany without, citizenship problems or so, because I was a German, so they took me back. But there were times I was a little bit unsure about my job situation, because I was a teacher for Roman Catholic religion in Austria, where in Austria you have pretty much only Catholics, some Protestants, some Muslims, and that's pretty much it. But over 90% are Catholics, I would say. So it's easy to find a job as a teacher for religion. I'm only teaching religion. I have no education in other subjects. So I knew moving to Eastern Germany, where you have pretty much no Catholic, I think 6% here in this area, 6% of the inhabitants of this country, we say German is split in 16 countries, is Catholic. So I knew I had to change something. There was the possibility to study again and teach other stuff, or teach religion and other stuff in addition, and once a week going to the university to study the other subjects, so I'm allowed to teach them. yeah, it was possible, but it was not what I was looking for, to be honest. I don't want to study again. I studied my whole life. I'm 30 and I was only studying. I mean, I was always working, but a lot of time of my life was filled with studying. Exams and reading and learning and exams and more exams and even more exams. And I'm a little bit tired of that. I simply only wanted to work. I mean, I have a good education, so I was looking for this and that. I wasn't quite successful, but I decided to really get into the job interviews and appliances and so on when I'm in Germany, so it's easier to manage all that stuff. And then there was this happy coincidence, and now I have a job. I really want to do. I won't be a teacher, but that is no problem. I loved being a teacher, and maybe one time I will be teaching again. Who knows? But I was feeling that there is a change coming, and it is good for some reason. I don't know why, but I think it's good. And now I will be working for a pro-life organization, which is awesome because I am pro-life. I have always been pro-life, not only because I'm a Catholic, but also because of family circumstances. And I'm very proud that I'm allowed, and I feel blessed that I'm allowed to work for this organization, because it's very important to give the babies a voice and to speak up for them, because they can't protect themselves. So, and you can help women who have big problems because of an unplanned pregnancy. And this organization is very, very, very helpful and supportive and finds solution for every situation you can come into with an unplanned pregnancy. And that is awesome, to work for an organization which is helping people. This is so awesome, you know? You're just helping every day, and this is so great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to start that. And yeah, we are settling into our new apartment. The most things are done, but here and there, you know, moving takes time. We are living here since 2 weeks now, but I'm already feeling very cozy and homey. It's very, very hygge here, and nature. It's so much nature around us. Forests. And was it yesterday? Today is no. Oh yes, no, Monday. Today is Wednesday. Monday I bought a used bicycle, and I tried it out already with my boyfriend, who also enjoys to ride the bike. And it's so much fun. You can do bike tours with picnics and explore the nature and so on. So yeah, I have missed riding the bike, because in Austria, yeah, no, it's too much uphill in Austria. So where I come from, the nature is simply flat, you know, it's flat. We have no mountain, we have no hill, we have no nothing. It's flat. Today you can see who will visit you tomorrow. That's how I grew up. And everyone is riding the bike because it's comfortable. But in the Vienna woods, no. Yeah, no. No. That wasn't an option. Maybe with an e-bike, but I didn't want to invest in an e-bike, to be honest. Now I have a bike, we can make tours. I still have holidays until September. Yeah, until the 1st of September. That is great. Then I will start my new job. I'm looking forward to that very much, because yeah, as I told you, it's an organization I can identify with 100%. I have always had something to do with this topic, you know? Yeah, it's awesome. It's like a dream came true, to be honest. My life at the moment is like a dream. I have a lovely boyfriend. We are living in a lovely apartment. We have a lovely family. It's a lovely nature around us. I will have an awesome job. I can work from home besides meetings and activities like the pro-life walk. I would translate it in German, in English, which takes place in Berlin every year, and other activities. But the rest I can do from home, and that is great. And it's yeah, I'm very grateful. I'm feeling blessed. Everything is so smooth and easy right now. Where are the obstacles? I don't know. They must come sometime. I don't know. But at the moment, no obstacles, and that is so great. And I hope I can take from now on more time to knit and crochet and relax and podcast, to get back into some kind of a routine. You know, as a teacher in the holidays, you never have routine, but at least, you know, cooking, run errands, craft, and some kind of boring routine I'm looking forward to be honest. Yeah, and the weather is summer-like, but not as crazy as in Vienna and in the Vienna woods. So this morning, for example, at 6 o'clock, we had 9 degrees Celsius outside, so pretty chilly, very autumnal. And I looked up the temperature for Vienna. It was 18 degrees at the same time. So I'm at the right place. I'm not so much for the high temperatures. I can't enjoy them very much. So let me check my notes. Well, the other things, yeah, Benny had, how it's called? So we had to clean his teeth professionally, so at the vet. And, it's called read the screen. I have forgotten the word for that. So that was also a thing right before, a few weeks before the move. Very stressful situation for me because I was worrying if everything goes right with Benny, but he's laying behind the tripod and sleeping. That was the thing, which is, yeah, but everything went well. The vet was very nice. I need a new vet now here, but I will find some. And there was a baptism. I was teaching 2 students from Iran who wanted to convert to the Catholic Church, and I think 3 weeks before I moved to Germany we had the baptism. We were only 5 persons, so two candidates, 2 godmothers, we have to say, because I was godmother, 2 catechist and a godmother, the priest and another one. So we were only 6 people because of Corona. Normally it was planned to have the baptism during the Easter Vigil, but it wasn't allowed, and yeah, no liturgy and so on. But that was a very emotional and special moment, with only these few people. That's the way I would like to marry, you know? Very, very little amount of people, very private, focus on what is happening without getting distracted by, you know, all that jazz. But that's just a side note. Okay, I don't want to ramble too much. That was everything for this week. I really don't know what schedule we will follow in the future. If I podcast next week or every 2 weeks, let's see where we go and where the flow takes us. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for your patience and that you stayed with me and not unsubscribed. That is awesome. You are awesome. And I'm looking forward to read your comments here in the comment section down below, or you can reach out to me via Ravelry, for example. I check Ravelry every day, several times a day, to be honest. So yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's everything. I'm sorry. So I'm wishing you a lovely time until the next episode will come online. Take time for yourself, for crafting, stay safe and healthy, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.